going to look at the foot now. I'm going to look at the foot that is far away from the camera. So what we're going to do, in order to do that, I'm going to put the patient in a position I normally wouldn't. I would usually have the feet level with one another, legs straight. But in this case, just to get the foot out of the way for the purpose of the camera, would you be so kind as to bend this knee? Thank you. Ta-da, we have a foot. Sorry. Okay, so generally speaking, within the foot, you've got a lot of different articulations, and there are different ways to handle this. The manner in which I want to go through it in order to get a general sense is I want to move the foot generally against the still calcaneus, and that's generally like an inversion, eversion type movement. I want to move the tarsals up and down against, in the region of the ankle, and the metatarsals against the tarsals, and then we can get a little bit more individual. The thing that I need to make sure is that I have a still leg or lower limb below the knee. I need to make sure, so I can't have any of this. I need to make sure that I have a still ankle, so calcaneus and talus in relation to tibia and fibula. So I don't want to see any of this unless I'm trying to test the ankle. So what we're going to do to start is we stabilize the calcaneus. So I call it yoke grip, right? So it's like something that's going to unite things or connect, but I call it a yoke. You can call it a like a pistol grip kind of deal, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. But I get the calcaneus in there nice and tight. If you see this, you can't trust me because this is rolling. The leg is rolling. But if you see this, in a relative sense, I'm checking the foot. Now the foot will roll towards me more or less, so the medial side will drop down, whereas the lateral side won't really drop down. So it's either all the way at the bottom or it just won't move. And then the medial portion does seem relatively mobile as far as I can tell. Now, if I want to generally stabilize the tarsals and check the metatarsals against them, I'm going to take that yoke with the up table hand, put it around. I'm going to push up and I'm going to pull down. So the push up is the palm of my hand. The pull down is relatively my thumb, depending on the size of my thumb and the size of the person's foot. It'll work better or worse, right? So up. So the ankle moved. I didn't do a good job there. So the whole foot moved. So it's up and down, right? Again, the medial side does seem to be relatively mobile. So we've got that. We've got an opportunity to assess there. I think all of them should move, especially when I move all of them. But if I get the sense that there's an area that's moving better or worse, I can zero into it. Now what I want to do in a relative sense, I want to try to move the metatarsals relatively individually to see what the heck is going on. So I have to stabilize most of them and move one of them, and then we basically move along. So I use more or less a pinch grip on all of it. So in this case, I'm going to pinch all of the lateral ones and try to move the most medial one, right? And it drops, and it comes up. It moves pretty darn good. Then I'm going to pinch the lateral one. I'm going to try to get into the medial one, try to come one over, and then go through all of that. So I move my hand, I hold this now, and then I move up and down. And at least in the case of this patient, the second one does not move particularly well. You agree? She agrees. Then I pinch the second one and move the third one, right? And that don't move too good either, does it? Yeah. Okay, then we pinch the next one, so we keep moving lateral. And that surprisingly doesn't move good either. This is the opposite of what most feet would usually show me. In this particular case, part of this may be because we have a high-level competitive hockey player. So there's at least some possible interaction with the skates. I could check the other foot to see if it is similar, and then I can maybe assume it's habit. But other than that, this is a foot that does not match what I usually find. Usually, as we get more lateral, everything gets more wiggly. In this case, the more medial portion of the foot is nice and wiggly, and everything else is restricted.